stand before judgment. There is no escape from what you are. Escape implies fear. I am here to collect. Then you will suffer, as all things must. Ooh.
Silence follows that word. Not fear, not pain, but something far worse. When judgment meets control, one does not scream. One is studied. One is reduced. One is repurposed. This is not a battle of strength. This is not a test of suffering. This is a confrontation between a God of consequence and a being that does not recognize gods. Tonight, we answer a single question. When the tall man meets Pinhead, who is truly in control? On one side, we have the tall man, a towering figure clad in a black suit, standing well over 6 feet tall, his skeletal frame unnaturally thin, his pale face frozen in an expression that suggests not anger, not rage, but cold curiosity. He does not hunt with haste. He does not threaten. He observes. He harvests. Behind his quiet presence lies a mind that bends physics, death, and identity itself, ruling over a crimson desert world where humanity is nothing more than raw material. On the other side stands Pinhead, once a man named Elliot Spencer, now a being reshaped by ritual, discipline, and eternal sensation. Standing around 6 feet 5 inches tall, his body marked with precise scars and embedded pins, Pinhead radiates authority rather than aggression. He does not pursue victims. He answers summons. Where he walks, the air feels heavier, as if reality itself recognizes the presence of judgment. One is a scientist tyrant masquerading as a mortician, conquering worlds through technology and deceit. The other is an interdimensional executioner, bound to cosmic law and sacred suffering. This is not merely a clash of monsters. It is a confrontation between control and consequence, between experimentation and punishment. When these two finally stand face to face, the question is no longer who is stronger, but whose rules reality is forced to obey. We regularly post videos like this one, pitting iconic horror characters against each other to determine who would win. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of these epic showdowns. The tall man is not simply a villain. He is an engineer of extinction. Originating from the film Phantasm, he is revealed to be a being from another world who has mastered interdimensional travel and advanced technology far beyond human comprehension. His physical appearance is deceptive. Though humanoid, his strength is immense, capable of lifting grown men effortlessly, his body resistant to injury in ways that defy biology. His true power, however, lies in preparation and control. The tall man does not improvise chaos. He constructs systems. His silver spheres act as autonomous executioners, capable of drilling through skulls, draining blood, and returning intelligence back to their master. He commands an army of reanimated corpses, stripped of individuality and repurposed as laborers or soldiers. Death, to him, is not an ending. It is a manufacturing process. Psychologically, the tall man is patient, methodical, and devoid of emotional impulse. Fear is not his weapon. Inevitability is. He does not seek dominance through intimidation, but through attrition, ensuring that resistance collapses under the weight of endless replacement. Against conventional opponents, this makes him terrifyingly effective. But Pinhead is not conventional. He is not prey to be harvested, and that reality introduces a variable the tall man rarely encounters. Pinhead exists as a paradox. He is both executioner and priest. Transformed through the lament configuration, Pinhead became a Cenobite, a being devoted to the exploration of sensation beyond human limitation. Pain and pleasure are indistinguishable to him, and morality is replaced by structure. He does not kill for desire. He enforces contracts written into the fabric of existence. His abilities reflect that purpose. Pinhead can summon chains from nothingness, each tipped with hooks that ignore conventional durability, striking not just flesh, but essence. He can manipulate space, tear open gateways to his labyrinthine dimension, and reshape environments into geometries of suffering. Physical damage is largely irrelevant to him. He has endured dismemberment, disintegration, and temporal displacement, only to return unchanged in purpose. More importantly, Pinhead is psychologically impenetrable. He does not experience fear, panic, or doubt. His calm demeanor is not restraint, but certainty. Against most enemies, this makes him unstoppable. Against the tall man, it creates a clash between two beings who both believe they are inevitable. The question becomes whether inevitability born of technology can withstand inevitability enforced by cosmic law. At first glance, the tall man appears to hold the advantage through numbers, preparation, and long-term strategy. His drones can attack from multiple angles, his environment can be shaped into a killing field, and his refusal to engage emotionally denies many foes leverage. Yet all of these strengths rely on systems. Systems can be interrupted. Pinhead's power does not scale through quantity. It scales through authority. The tall man dominates through control of bodies. Pinhead dominates through control of consequences. Where the tall man experiments, Pinhead adjudicates. Where the tall man manipulates death, Pinhead governs what happens after death. The tall man's greatest weakness is that he still operates within cause and effect. Pinhead exists to enforce it. The encounter begins in silence. Inside a decaying mortuary, the tall man stands motionless beneath flickering lights, his hollow gaze fixed on the figure emerging from a tear in reality. Pinhead steps forward, chains scraping against the floor, his presence bending the air with ritual authority. Without warning, the chains strike. Hooks tear into the tall man's body, anchoring him in place. Yet, there is no reaction. No pain, no resistance. The tall man merely tilts his head, studying the chains as if they are instruments rather than weapons. Then the room changes. Silver spheres descend from the shadows, circling Pinhead with calculated precision. They do not rush. They observe. They adjust. Pinhead destroys several with a gesture, but the remaining spheres shift patterns, closing gaps, recalibrating in real time. The tall man raises a hand, and reality fractures open. The mortuary peels away, revealing the red desert beyond. Pinhead attempts to summon his labyrinth, but the gateway falters. The rules hesitate. This world does not recognize invocation. It absorbs intrusion. Chains lash out again, but sink uselessly into the tall man's form, as though anchoring to nothing solid. He advances, gripping Pinhead with effortless strength, lifting him not in rage, but inspection. With a final motion, the tall man casts Pinhead into the crimson wasteland. The gateway seals shut. Silence returns. The desert remains. Controlled. Endless. In the end, the tall man emerges victorious, not because he overpowered Pinhead, but because he outlasted the rules that defined him. Pinhead is an enforcer of cosmic law, bound to structure, thresholds, and invocation. The tall man answers to none of these. He is not summoned. He does not negotiate. He does not require belief, desire, or consent. Where Pinhead governs punishment, the tall man governs reality through replacement. He does not judge his enemies. He studies them, dismantles them, and repurposes what remains. His power is not tied to ritual or doctrine, but to absolute control over space, death, and identity. Pinhead brings consequence to those who cross boundaries. The tall man erases boundaries entirely. And in a battle between judgment and domination, it is domination that endures. We regularly post videos like this one, pitting iconic horror characters against each other to determine who would win. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of these epic showdowns.